Shalom, Israel. We are back again. I hope everything is going well on your end. Well, look at here, Israel. Got a little update for you all. This is actually more about user questions and comments. Been having a few folks talk about a few questions that are pertaining to these current events. So I figured I'd go ahead and address these. First up on the agenda, we have this video from Mr. MBB33. And what Mr. MBB33 is speaking on is this river in Louisiana flowing backwards. And so it looks like some folks remembered in a previous video I spoke about at one time the Most High, Yahweh, put on my spirit that the Mississippi River will actually start to flow backwards. Hasn't happened yet that I know of, but we shall see what happens in the future. But what river did flow backwards is this Pearl River in Louisiana. Yes, Israel. You can't make this stuff up. And a lot of times the Most High will just put things on my spirit that I'm not even sure the meaning of it or the reason why he's doing it. But it's my job to just share the information as it comes through to me and have faith that when he gives me some intuition or some information, that it is going to come to pass. So a lot of you probably made that connection that I mentioned. The Mississippi would run backwards, but it was actually this Pearl River that's running backwards now. Not to say that the Mississippi can't do it in the future, but as far as we know, it hasn't happened yet. Now I'm going to speak to Israel about why, what's going on with this. Why are these rivers running backwards in these very prophetic times? And it has to do with planet hell. And let me explain something to you, Israel, real quick. The powers that should not be, they have this extreme desire, unending, never-ending desire to play God. And what these enemy nation folks do is they use all this technology that they have, all of the propaganda through all of the news media, the synagogue of Satan, to put out all this fake news about events that happen on a daily basis. Most of the time it's not the truth. And most of the time they know they are not telling us the truth. But it doesn't matter, to them at least. Because in their eyes they are God. And they gonna play God and they gonna make up a reason for something, even if they don't even know the reason. But here today we're gonna get into some truth. So if you think back on this last storm we just had that hit the Louisiana area, the Gulf of Mexico, there was a lot of hype leading up to 20 inches, 30 inches plus of rain. Now there was quite a storm surge, that's true. And I shared with some folks in the comment section that one of the things that I think is very probable of what is going on is the powers that should not be know the position of planet hell at given times. And they know when planet hell is going to be in a certain position, it's going to be either pushing or pulling on the water and on the tides, creating its own tide and weather systems. And so they knew planet hell was going to be in a certain position and it was going to create a massive storm surge. And so of course they had to engineer this whole storm to match the events of what planet hell was going to do. Because if you notice, if you really pay attention to the news now, most of the areas that got flooded, they're real close to the water, and most of it had to do with the storm surge. There was some rain that came down pretty good in some areas, and there was some wind that was blowing pretty good in some areas. But generally speaking, most of the flooding was due to the storm surge. So once again, that's the devil for you, being the deceivers that they are. We just have to take it all in, Israel. Take everything in stride. And know that the Most High God Yahweh has our backs. And He's the one really pulling the strings. And we have to really try to use our spiritual eye as much as we can in these last days. Because as things heat up and get closer, and all these events start to happen on a more frequent basis, they're going to step up the lying and the deceiving that they do on their end. And so when things don't add up, we have to always make sure we're using our spiritual eye. That's what I think was going on here. I think it happened one time in the past also, something similar to this, but I'm not sure the exact occasion. But it seems like this was all about that storm surge. And I think that the reason it might have played a part in the power outage in New York. Because when you got Planet Hell coming in close, influencing the water and the tides, of course it's going to be influencing the electrical equipment, causing power surges and power outages. Now, we've been having a lot of power outages around the whole world. This is not unique to New York in any manner. Power outages around the whole world. And transformers blowing. Had one in the Phoenix area. An underground transformer blew and killed the electric company guy working down there. And injured the other guy. And of course the fake news is going to make it seem like this is just some random event and they don't know what happened or why it's happening. We got Planet Hell and we got the Most High God of Israel hammering this planet with plasma and electrical energy, electromagnetic energy. We're getting hammered right now, Israel. And it's causing havoc, but it's also causing the whole planet to wake up. We're getting upgrades on a massive scale. It's starting to wake up our DNA. It's starting to wake up our spirits. And when we say the Most High is putting His Spirit on His people, well, this is one of the ways how He's doing it. Through this electromagnetic energy that's interacting with us on a quantum level, upgrading our DNA, transforming us into almost superhuman-like people that we always have been. It's time for us to remember who and what we are, Israel. Forget about these fake news standards that they try to put on us. They try to tell us we are nothing. We're the minorities. They try to make us feel like we're invisible, don't they? They do their best to try to make us feel like we're invisible and we're nothing. We're just garbage. But we know better than that. We have to listen to what the Most High God of Israel said we are, our Father Yahweh. And He said we are a special people. We are a peculiar people. And we are to be set apart and holy. And I don't say that in a conceited way, that we should strut around proud. I say that as a badge of responsibility and a badge of honor, that we have to do the Father's will, how He's asked us to do it. We have to carry ourselves as model citizens like He's asked us to do. It's easy to be great when you got all the advantages, all the chips in your favor. But it's not easy to be great when you've been put in a situation of severe adversity. and you've been asked to perform at your peak ability behind enemy lines for hundreds of years. It's not easy to be great then, is it? But this is what separates the men from the boys, the soldiers, the true troopers for the Most High. This is what separates us, Israel. It's being great in the face of adversity. That's what he's asked us to do. To follow his laws and commandments, surrounded by heathens who are telling us to do otherwise. He asked us to go not the way of the heathen. We have to do what he's asked us to do, Israel. So back to the topic here. Talking about these storms. Talking about the transformation that's going on here now. Because on a much higher level, that's what we're talking about. We see it all around us. We feel it. And a lot of us can feel it on a very deep level. We can feel that change is just right around the corner. The next corner we go around, it's going to be right there, smacking us in the face. It's right there. Even though we got billions of people in humanity have no clue of what's going on. Just walking zombies. They're going to be hit like a ton of bricks when the Most High breaks his foot off and they behind it, ain't they? They ain't going to have a clue. But that's not our issue. Our issue is to keep pumping out this truth and to stay focused and do what he's asked us to do. That's what we're supposed to do. So we're going to look at this clip here about this river that's flowing backwards. I'm also going to say a quick few words on this power outage in New York. Because if you can think back to the first dream I had that the Most High put on my spirit, we had a huge power outage in South America. And so the Most High puts another dream on my spirit, and we have a big power outage in New York on another day, another date that the Most High gave me. All praise and glory to the Most High, because it's not me. I'm just a messenger. He's the one who's sharing this information with me to pass it on to you. So give all praise and glory to the Most High, God of Israel, Yahweh. So what does this mean, Israel? 2 dates. 2 major power outages. What does this mean? Well, when you're trying to get somebody's attention, what do? You flash the lights, don't you? You're trying to warn them of danger. You're trying to warn them something big is coming. You're going to flash the lights and hope they see these flashing lights as a warning sign. The Most High is flashing the lights, Israel. It's about to go down. There's no coincidences. He's putting these dreams on me. And on these dates, we got the lights going off and on. We got these major storms happening. Or at least major events. If it's a storm surge or a storm, it's signifying transformation and change is coming. That's what we need to take note of, Israel. Let's get into it. This is Mr. MBB 33 talking about this river running backwards. And for those who are not familiar with what that means is, usually rivers in the U.S., they flow from north to south, up here. I can't really see the Mississippi on here, but here it is right here. It looks like they flow from north to south down into the Gulf. Well, now we have rivers flowing the exact opposite direction. Do you know how much magnetic pull, how much energy it would take to make a whole river flow the opposite direction? That shows you that we're dealing with a huge outside force here to create something like that to happen. Let's get into it.
Something you don't see here every day, guys. A river just east of Slidell. Looks like it's flowing backwards. Young lady by the name of Catherine. Notice the Pearl River flowing from south to north, more than likely courtesy of Tropical Storm Barry and the storm surge that's associated with the strong inland flow from this storm as it's making landfall, basically as I'm doing this video. So the moisture now is probably on its way inland. It's been way out in the central Gulf for the most part of this storm's duration. It's now moving inland, and so is water. It appears that the Pearl River, right in this area here, east of Slidell, I know Lake Pontchartrain has been very active, which sits right here. Mandeville is flooded. A lot of this area along the northeastern shore of Lake Pontchartrain is flooded. Don't know about Slidell itself, but here's the Pearl River. The young lady that sent me this video was standing right here. In fact, I'm going to take you to that location right here on Google Earth. She's looking to the east, filming this river as it's flowing to her left, which would be to the north. In this video, you're going to see this bridge. You're going to see that little outbuilding right there. There's a house across the street from this river that's flowing backwards, courtesy of this tropical storm. So we're going to come up to the waterway. There's the bridge, and normally the water flows from left to right. That would be to the south down into the Gulf of Mexico. Flows this direction. Okay, she's standing right here. You're going to see this little outbuilding here, whatever that is. You're going to see that house across the river right there. And here's the video that she shared with me. I'm going to share it with you. And also a big double halo rainbow right over here at Bay St. Louis, Mississippi at the end of this video. Really cool. But seeing this river flow backwards is just not something that you see every day. And she's standing right here. And this is the river that's being pushed inland. And it looks like it's a direct side effect of the storm surge. That's the way I perceive what.
So yes, the storm surge is playing a part of this, but let's not be naive, Israel. Planet Hell and the Most High Yahweh is the real cause of this.
You're about to see in this video. So here she's standing right here, and there's that outbuilding. There's the bridge. This is facing east, this is facing north, or this is looking to the north, and this would be south. And the river normally runs from left to right. You're going to see the river flowing from right to left. That would be to the north.
So he's saying right to left. So if you look at this cursor right here, it's flowing this direction. Under the bridge like this. It's supposed to flow this direction normally. Again, another clear signal of change and transformation.
So she walks down to the river, and that's what she sees. That's why she took the video, because it didn't look right. It's being pushed to the north. And I'm sure it's not the only waterway in these areas. I know Lake Pontchartrain is being pushed.
And you can see these little ripples here where it's being pushed to the north. It's either being pushed or pulled depending on where Planet Hell is. If I could take a guess, I'm saying it's being pulled because we have those transformers and what have you blowing up there in New York, if that's what's going on up there. Really, we don't always have to be overly critical of what the media says or the reason. We just need to know it's signifying change. And Planet Hell is coming in, bearing down on this earth plane, influencing things on a grand scale.
Up out of its banks. Mandeville is flooded, which is just to the north of this area here. This river does definitely appear to be flowing to the north. You can hear the wind blowing in the background. That's why I turned the volume down to pretty much zero. The wind was howling. From the onshore flow from Tropical Storm Barry, it does look like this river. This is the Pearl River at Pearlington, Mississippi. flowing backwards. This is just east of Slidell.
So thank you for that. I don't remember who exactly it was. There was a few people who mentioned this to me. If you mention it in the comment section, I'll give you a shout out in the description. There was a few people who mentioned this phenomenon right here. Appreciate that, you guys. I'm definitely trying to stay on top of comments the best I can, but sometimes I miss a few.
And this is also just east of, there's that house I was talking about. I just showed you in Google Earth right there. So this is the location looking to the east. So this water should be flowing the other direction. Should be flowing left to right. It's flowing right to left. So it definitely does indeed look like it's flowing backwards. And that would be a direct result of this storm pushing the water inland, very far inland. So the storm's not over yet. It's just now making landfall. Most of the precipitation associated with this storm has always been on the south end of this storm. It's been kind of an odd tropical storm, a lopsided one at that. So now the moisture associated with this storm is beginning to make its way inland, and it's going to start raining probably fairly heavy after dark. And during
So here we go again. A little bit more propaganda, because a lot of folks in the comment section are saying it barely even rained where they are. They got just a little drizzle here and there. So you guys let me know, all you folks who have people who live in this area, did it actually rain hard where you are? Did it come down in buckets? Unrelentless, like the news was saying it would. Let me know what happened in your area, guys.
in the overnight hours tonight. But here's just a rare look of a river flowing backwards. Like I said, you don't see this very often, and I want to thank Catherine for sharing this video with me. I wanted to share it with you guys.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. MBB33. Be sure to check out his channel. He has a lot of useful tidbits and news. Shows a lot of the chariots that are cloaked in the clouds also. Actually had a chariot cloaked in the clouds in my backyard yesterday. It was not huge, but a few miles, definitely in size. Flashing lights. Kind of looked like thunder, but it wasn't making any noise. It was just lights flashing. You can just see a huge circular chariot cloud. Our folks are definitely here, Israel, doing their thing. So we're going to talk about this power outage real quick in New York. Not too much to say on this. We'll just listen to the story real quick and I'll say a few words at the end. So here we can see, you can obviously see that it's out. I guess it was out 3 or 4 hours. And here it is coming back on. And look at everybody. Everything's good again. Yay! They fixed it. We can carry on. Totally oblivious. And here they are. Celebrating. Now really, this is the shot I wanted to get to. This is the shot. Look at this, Israel. Now this is the people who really don't have a clue of what's going on for the most part. A lot of them are tourists. A lot of them just everyday people, enemy nation people living their best life, ain't they? Doing what they think they need to do. These are the people who were laughing at Noah as he was building the ark. What are you building that stupid boat for? There's no flood coming. Marrying, drinking, and being gay and happy. This is them right here, right before the flood. This is a shot I wanted to show you. It's just history repeating itself. They have no idea the destruction and the devastation that's right around the corner. And everyone who is actually on this channel listening and taking in these words, it's no coincidence the Most High has have you here at this time. I hope you're listening. And I hope you're preparing spiritually, not just physically. Getting out of wickedness and sin. Following the commandments the best you can. Putting your faith, full faith in the Most High Yahweh. Getting out of that Christian doctrine, garbage, that's got so many of our people enslaved. The Most High Yahweh will work on you on a very high level. Most likely, Lord willing, when you work with Him on a high level and you don't give His glory to another. Because I have no doubt if I was going the same route as most of our folks in these camps who have Yahweh Bahashemin, He wouldn't be working with me on this level. He wouldn't be sharing with me these prophetic dreams and all this information He downloads to me on a almost daily basis. I give all glory and praise to Yahweh, and He reciprocates that back to me. That's how it works. That's one of the greatest secrets that they don't want us to know. They want us to worship anything else or putting something beside our Most High God. That's one of the biggest secrets. They don't want to let that cat out of the bag. But it's out in the big way. So that's all I wanted to say on this picture right here. The lights are back on. We can go back to living our best life. And they have no clue what's right around the corner. Got one little bonus clip right here. A lot of you guys are going to find this one very interesting. This lady right here calls herself the ambassador unto the heathens. And if she is sincere in what she's saying and what she's doing right here, I want you everybody to pay close attention, because this is exactly what it looks like to cleave to the house of Jacob. To put it all out there and to let Yahweh know that you are down for His people. And you are so down for His people, you're going to get on YouTube and you're going to make videos proclaiming your allegiance in a very humble way to His people. This is how it's done. If this lady's doing it in a very sincere fashion. It seems like she is. Well, you guys let me know what you think. Is this lady being sincere in her attempts to cleave to the house of Jacob? Let's hear what she says. She calls herself the ambassador unto the heathens.
This is Israel's appointed ambassador unto the heathens, Zuala Idumea, here to speak some more truth unto my heathen brothers and sisters. This is no surprise, my heathen brothers and sisters. The darkness does not like the light, and it is on us to cleave unto the leadership of Israel. No matter what the enemy does to try to turn our attention away from the light of the Most High, we must resist and cleave unto the leadership of Israel unto the end. Meanwhile, there was a blackout in New York City over the weekend of July 12, 2019. A large portion of the city was in the dark for several hours, driving people into the streets. The local principalities brought a heavy police presence in an attempt to maintain civil order, even threatened to call in the National Guard to maintain order in lieu of traffic control. We can clearly see the foundations of this wicked kingdom falling, my heathen brothers and sisters. It is clear that the second Exodus will begin very soon. Also, over the weekend, flooding hit Washington, D.C., Reports have it that even the White House was flooded. See, President Donald Trump made news when he called African countries shithole countries, but now his words are coming back to haunt him. Because with the flash floods, cyclones, storms, dead fish, earthquakes, pestilence, and so on, this country is starting to look and feel like a true shithole country. The time for delusions are over, and the light of the Most High is being spread across the world, revealing my people's wickedness. O children of Israel, it's time for you to wake up. Edom's kingdom is crashing down, and when my people realize it, their desire is going to be to destroy you. You must wake up and return unto the Most High. Those of you who do not return are going to be caught up in the destruction. A race war is coming, famine is coming, economic collapse is coming, O sons of Jacob. You need your power in order to survive what is coming to this wicked world. See, Edom has reached the end of our kingdom, and what comes next is the beginning of your eternal kingdom. My people deep down inside know the eternal kingdom is yours, but only if you return back unto the Most High. So they will lie, steal, kill, and destroy to try to stop you from inheriting the kingdom. They will use their filth, their gayism, transgenderism, abortions, sexual immorality to attempt to seduce you, O children of Jacob. But you must resist and be ye separate from Babylon and all its wicked ways. So now is the time, my heathen brothers and sisters, to humble ourselves and cleave unto the leadership of Israel, before the power is given unto them, that our faith and works must be acceptable, because once they are given the power, our consent will no longer be necessary. Now for those who may say, a woman should not teach, especially an Edomite woman, the words that I speak from my mouth are put there by the leadership of Israel. I serve them. So if you didn't know, now you know. My heathen brothers and sisters, the Most High has made a covenant with the women and children of Edom who cleave unto the leadership of Israel. We who cleave and obey shall receive safe passage to the land of milk and honey, and serve Israel as servants and slaves, as it is written in Isaiah 14:1-7. As for me, I serve the leadership of Israel, my heathen brothers and sisters. This is the way, walk therein. Thank you for watching. This is Israel's ambassador unto the heathen, Zuala Idumea, signing out. Shalom.
So there you have it, Israel. Yes, Isaiah 14:1 says there is a shot, but they will be servants to Israel in some capacity, if that is what the Most High allows them to do. It's a very slim path, but it is possible. And we shouldn't take anything for granted, Israel. And then never act like we got anything in the bag. We need to stay humble and hungry, because it's always up to the Most High in the end. And He's asked us to endure unto the end. He didn't ask us to endure close to the finish line, halfway through, or where we thought the end was. He asked us to endure all the way through the end. And we have to lean through the tape and go hard to the end. That's what He's asked us to do. He's asked us to love one another and look after one another. He's asked us to follow His laws and commandments the best we can. He's asked us to come out of her. Stop trying to be a part of this wicked world. Stop trying to be a part of the wrong answers. Stop being a part of the enemy nations who hate us. Perpetual hatred is the Most High's words. Why would you try to be a part of something that wants nothing to do with you? All up in the enemy's face, shucking and jiving, acting a damn fool. That's not who we are. That's not what He's asked us to do. It's coming down to the wire, Israel. It's coming down to the wire. And time is running out. The Most High is putting these dreams on me, showing these power outages, showing that he's flipping the lights on and off, showing danger, danger, danger. He's about to throw down all of these weather events, earthquakes, floods, pestilence. It's Egypt to the 10th power. He's even given us more warning than they had in the first Exodus. Sinkholes just swallowing cars now. UFO sightings, IFO chariots everywhere. These very strange plasma lightning storms. What more can he do? That's what he's saying. How can you be sleeping through this? If you're sleeping through this, there's just a good chance you're not our people. We getting down to it, Israel. It's a very serious time we're in. Detach from this world. This world has absolutely nothing to do with us. Nothing. Some of us have felt that our entire life. We've never felt a part of this world. I know I haven't. I've gone through my little periods, glimpses here and there, where I've tried my best to feel something, some type of connection to this world, but it usually just fades away. I actually lived in a remote little house in the country for a few years, just trying to get away from this wicked world. It always has a way to pull us back in. Stay focused, Israel. Keep your eye on the prize. Stay hungry and stay humble. The Most High, Yahweh, has a plan. He has a script. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful script. Yeah, we had to play the underdogs most of the entire script. We had to play the downtrodden most of the entire script. We had to play the slaves. We had to play with the powers that should not be called the minorities, the outcasts, the nobodies, the invisibles. That's the role we were slated to play by the Most High. All the way up into the end, when he redeems us before the entire world that had wrote us off as garbage and nothing. That's why I say this is the greatest story ever not told. Because the underdogs have hardly any lines in the entire script. Until the very end, we're given a voice. We're given a little power. And we're redeemed by the Most High God of Israel, Yahweh. All praise and glory goes to our Father. Shalom, Israel.